This episode is sponsored by the LinkedIn Queen, Deeniat Pattni, helping business owners and businesses leverage LinkedIn and attract high qualified leads, all done for you.
Do you think ULEZ was brought in at the right time? I don't think it's a question of should it have been brought in.
Be careful with second-hand cars because they might not pass ULEZ.
Exactly.
They might not even pass the end of the road.
Welcome to another episode of Generational Vibes, where we bring you all these topics that I don't know what we're talking about. No, I'm joking. Relax. Okay, well, today we are going to be talking about ULEZ, the good, the bad, and maybe the downright ugly. We've got 5 different perspectives, 4 different generations. So let's go.
Hi, Jay.
Hello.
Thanks for introducing us, Jay. I appreciate it.
Cheers, Jay.
Yeah, we're all still here, guys. We're all still here.
So that intro was done by the infamous Jay. I'm Dee.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Khilna.
And I'm Heren.
Good start, guys.
Generational Vibes.
And we are,
Can we go home now?
we are Generational Vibes. And as Jay put very, very eloquently, it is all about ULEZ, the good, the bad, and the...
Downright ugly.
Yeah. So I know that there's a lot of different feelings around ULEZ, isn't there? A lot of little thoughts. I mean, the thing that comes to my mind immediately is that Sikh guy who was outside Uxbridge Station who starved himself when ULEZ was just a few weeks before ULEZ, or just a few days before ULEZ was being launched, at the time that it was launched.
I mean, there's extreme and there's...
I just don't know how he, what is he going to get out of that? Because I'd be starving. And I'm starving right now, and I've eaten.
Exactly what he wanted. Where was that? That was outside Southall Station.
No, Uxbridge.
Uxbridge. Oh.
He had something for Southall, that's why.
But I think he wanted to make a point, right? He wanted to make a point as to understanding that this whole ULEZ thing is to save the environment and get rid of fumes and all that kind of stuff. But is it the right time to have done it?
Did he make the point?
I don't know, actually.
Clearly, because we've now got a ULEZ area now.
And also,
or did he just drop into 5
No, well,
bags
we're talking about him, and he was all over the news. He got publicity. I mean, it's a good way to get publicity.
It's
But
disruptive, right? So.
Yeah, it is. It's just him making a point. But obviously, it didn't change it.
Yeah,
I don't think
It
it's
didn't stop
disruptive.
Sadiq
Because it
Khan
was only him on his
Well,
own.
yeah. But
I mean, if you expect 8 million Londoners to starve themselves, I don't think it'll help either.
I mean, I'm starving right now, but I'm not protesting.
I don't think you would ever starve yourself, to be fair.
I could wither away. But this is not what this podcast is about.
You would wither away
not as
just missing one
disruptive.
meal, let alone a whole day's meal.
A man has to eat.
We always get
Well, that's
food.
true, actually. I love how we started with ULEZ, we've now ended up on food. To actually all of our non-Londoner listeners, they're probably thinking, what the hell is ULEZ? ULEZ is obviously an area that's created where you don't have certain cars that are going in that are old. So I believe the petrol
the
cars
low
are
emissions
2005, I think. Was it even later than that? But then
No idea.
certain,
I've got a big dirty diesel.
well, yeah, and then certain diesel cars.
was 2015.
2015,
Yeah.
and then I believe the petrol cars were 2005. So if your car is older than those,
Then that
you would
needs
have
to
to
go.
you'd have to pay a charge of £12 to drive into London. And there is apparently
it's actually
a route.
£12.50.
£12.
Or £12.50. There is actually a route that someone put on TikTok, and what he did was
Like
he
the
literally went
outskirts.
through this massive long route where you can't actually hit a ULEZ camera. And then someone tried to prove it and then got caught 3 seconds in. So I'm not too sure if that was
If that
even.
was actually worked.
I didn't even think that was a thing.
But they probably watched that and thought, okay, now we've got a blind spot here.
And added another
And added
camera.
another one in.
Funny you
Talking
should
of
say
those
that because I
cameras.
actually told your uncle how to get his Range Rover from his house from one end of Kenton to the other end without hitting a ULEZ camera.
I'll tell you this right now. He thought about it. 3 seconds in, he was like, I've caught a camera. But thankfully, he has now sold his car. So that's all good. That's all good.
So talking of the cameras, though, interestingly, So, like you said, ULEZ, it actually stands for Ultra Low Emission Zone. So, apparently Sadiq Khan, I don't know if this is true, but he bought the cameras, so he spent taxpayers' money. That's our money, people.
Fuming.
Before it was even approved by the government. How do you all feel about that?
That was only for 1 in 10 cars. That was his exact words, were it only affects 1 in 10 cars in London.
So he put out a stat saying 91% of cars are not affected by ULEZ.
Yep.
So that's 9% of cars who actually
it
have
was
a
like
problem.
a lot more than that.
And also in the question and answers, he was actually asked the question about where he got his data from. And guess what his unique answer was?
Google.
If he says
Google.
Wikipedia, I'm walking out.
No,
Google.
no, none of that. And he was asked the same question 3 times and he gave the same answer.
Which was?
AMPR.
Oh, for God's sake. Good job. Sadiq Khan, if you're actually listening to this.
I don't know what
AMPR is. What's AMPR?
So automatic number plate recognition camera. It's just a camera that registers your number plate.
You normally get them in car parks.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't
A and B,
see.
yeah.
Like when you go to the
Me and
supermarket.
Dean are
Yes, and then after an hour and a half, if you're still there, then you can't.
How has he got
The
that
man
information
didn't even
from that?
mention DVLA. He went straight to AMPR.
Forget the stats of the actual driving. Yeah, forget all that.
Well, I think what was really surprising to me was during, obviously, the energy crisis, when households got £67 a month, I think it was, wasn't it, for 6 months? So £67 for the whole month to help with your electricity or energy bills. And then when, about a week before ULEZ was going to launch, I got a pamphlet through the door, and it said that per week, people who didn't have a compliant car would have to pay £87 a week.
That's a week.
Like,
That's crazy.
Just a week. And we got £67 in an energy crisis. So you take £87 a week from us. And then the worst part is the cars, so to sell your second-hand car, because he was offering £1,000, or is it 2,000? I can't remember what it was. So, to basically get rid of your car, you would get that grant. But second-hand cars, how much do they cost nowadays?
Yeah.
And also, you've got to be careful with second-hand cars because they might not pass ULEZ.
Exactly.
They might not even pass the end of the road.
I mean,
As you see, yeah?
to be honest, £66 for an energy crisis. I'm sure we all used that when we made toast in the morning. Have you not seen the charge for electricity? Honestly, I put the little prongs down and I went, that's cost me 30 quid. And I've had to put it down twice because my toaster only burns one side. Got to flip it over. Man, do you know what?
Well, we thought
You need a
we
new
were being
toaster.
clever.
One that's ULEZ compliant.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we thought we were being clever because we've got a fully electric car. But then obviously we've had the energy crisis. So charging that should have cost £2 is now like, I don't know, £7-8. So we thought we were being clever, but it's not worked in our favour so far.
So, I mean, there is uproar. There is, to be fair, let's look at both sides of it, right? The reason why ULEZ was introduced was to save, as you said, carbon emissions, was to make the environment healthier, at the future of our kids, all of that kind of stuff. But I just question, and it'd be interesting to hear what our viewers and listeners think. Do you think ULEZ was brought in at the right time? Because I don't think it's a question of should it have been brought in. I think what is right now the right time that it should have been brought in.
Well, from what I remember is obviously we've had notice of ULEZ a long time ago, but it's just the fact that everything has sort of hit at the same time with the energy crisis, ULEZ, cost of living has gone through the roof, and it feels like just everything's just literally toppled on, even though we know about ULEZ from a while ago, and you could have done something about it, but just everything together rolled into one is a bit crazy right now.
And a government that's in debt to go and then spend this money.
What's worse is Rishi Sunak has extended.
Did you just name the Prime Minister?
Yeah, I did.
We are officially on the flight.
Just send me, man. I don't care, man. What do I care? Sadiq Khan, if you're watching, listen, yeah? And he's extended the no petrol and no diesel car. Now it's 2035 because he's like, well, let's just save a couple of years.
No, do you know what it was? It's because they don't have enough infrastructure. So if you think about it, if you live in London, generally you're going to live in a terraced house. How are you going to get a charging point to the front of your house? Then how are you going to get a car? Because you haven't got a driveway. How are you going to get your car charged?
But what about flats?
Yeah.
What about flats? I mean, there's so many flats going on. I mean,
all that.
do you remember when Wembley Stadium was first built? Right, it was really nice, open area. Then now you can just about see the arch because it's just full of flats.
It looks like a packet of Smarties.
Yeah. So I was thinking to myself, okay, cool.
And
now
the price.
Now they're like, okay, they want us to use public transport, which is fine. But then I'm like, if you need, there is a certain, like, they've got a Costco right next door. So if you're buying Costco stuff, you're not putting that on a bus because that's just dumb, right? You're not getting on a train, for God's sake. You need a car. So how can you have a car or even an electric car to charge it when you have no facility to actually use it around those kind of areas?
Well, I think go on.
Sorry, go on.
No, you go.
Also,
You go.
No, seriously, Jake, go. Take advantage.
I'll take it.
Take advantage.
Definitely go.
You might not actually get a chance again.
quick. What are you laughing for? Hurry up.
Also, a lot of the charging points at different places, like I remember there was a time where I was on a job with someone else and they were driving, they've got an electric car. So there was maybe 2 or 3 locations we were going to, trying to find electric charging. One place, there was none available. Another place, there were like 3 or 4 that weren't working. So
It's not
luckily he
enough.
had a hybrid car, so it, you know,
Bit of petrol.
yeah. So we were saved by that, but it's not enough. Like it needs more.
So where there's charging points, then half of them don't even
Yeah.
work. Or they run out of
Yeah.
electricity.
It's true. So what do you guys think of this scenario? If we went all electric, if we did, or if we went majority electric, how does that affect road tax? Because at the moment it's run on emissions, and electric cars aren't on road tax. There's 0. Yeah.
Correct.
So is this all a ploy in terms of the cameras to actually go into pay per mile on cars?
How would that work?
Because ULEZ cameras are capable of it.
No, so as in...
Is that
does mean
apparently
the
or is
road-
that truth?
No, they can.
Okay.
So
All right,
does
okay,
that
fine.
mean that we wouldn't be charged road tax,
But you'd be charged pay per mile. Yes.
which would probably be a lot more for those
Yeah.
people who
Well, the
drive
more
a
the
lot.
more you drive,
The
the more you pay.
the more you pay.
Well, I think that's ridiculous.
It is, but it's like getting rid of one tax.
Yeah.
It's like they're going to look for another way.
They've got to balance the finances.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but they'll
That's
get
the
rid of a
balance,
tax
right?
and just call it something else.
Also, it's like when we had COVID, right? No one was using TfL,
Exactly.
so they ran out of so much money there, which is
Well, they should stop giving it to their bloody train drivers. That's a different podcast, guys.
That's what
We
the TfL
apologise
does.
to all train drivers. We
Don't get me
apologise.
started. If this podcast started in COVID, yeah, you would have had a lot worse. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah.
I mean, technically, this podcast did start in COVID.
Not officially, because
Only-
we're in a
only-
nicer studio.
only
Guys, we're in
on
a
the
nicer
streets.
studio, man.
Also-
Oh my
Episode
God, do you
3.
like
Also-
our studio?
Episode 3, we've got tube lighting, guys. You can see my face. You can see my face. I'm actually part of this. This is Aaron. I'm part of this podcast. There's no camera arm like this. It's only Khilna's arm. Get off me.
By the way, if you're listening, you didn't see Aaron anyway. You didn't see any of us, so Dave.
Yeah, you didn't hear me either because I was drowned by someone else that was sitting next to me. I know it wasn't Khilna, but never mind.
I can't help if I just talk really eloquently.
you're all
Everybody
right.
wants to listen to me. What
You're
can
right.
I
We
say?
all love D.
I could be the Robbie Williams of the Take That. Soon to be exiting.
Why are you leaving? Bit premature, isn't it?
Go to my own podcast.
Well, anyway, back to
We have a vacancy.
back to that one.
We have a vacancy.
We have a vacancy. Damn, we've already got vacancies. Episode 3. Damn.
No,
This is
we
terrible.
can't.
This is
No,
terrible.
No.
So we
But anyway, just
go on,
rolling
go
back
for
though.
it.
Yeah, rolling back to you, Les.
If we can just edit out and never go back to it again, that we actually had a little COVID podcast session, we don't want to get a fine.
We're not going to get a fine,
No.
man. They're not
You
going to
were-
find
you were
us.
walking-
If they do,
You
You're
never
walking
know.
on the street.
And we went on our walks, which we were allowed to do.
It was the daily
and
exercise.
Just to
there
let
was
you know.
2 of us.
just so you know, there's 8 million Londoners. There's only one Sadiq Khan. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, I think we're good.
And to be fair, I think the fact that Boris Johnson and his wonderful team went and had many parties, I think they're
Partygate!
more concerned with finding those people.
Leading by example.
Yes, exactly, as always.
Well, could have been worse.
Did you
Anyway.
see Sadiq Khan anywhere during COVID?
No, I don't
I didn't really hear of him over
I mean, not
COVID.
That's actually very true.
He was very quiet.
on the down.
Too
Being
quiet.
the London mayor.
It was too quiet.
Yeah.
Well, there was
wasn't
a.
I
having
think he was writing all these plans about ULEZ.
He definitely wasn't having any parties.
He's probably sitting there going, COVID's a myth. Let me just fix the electric emissions and stuff like that. Let me just sort that out. Because cars exist. Like, COVID doesn't.
What can I do? What can I do
Yeah,
to
that's it.
charge people more money and pretend I'm doing something?
Look at Boris Johnson
was-
sorting out a common cold.
He was like that little kid in school, innit? Yeah, where everyone else is having fun, yeah? And he's there in the library just like researching.
No, but he's working out how to
Writing
do
his
world domination or
papers.
something.
Like
In the corner.
Dexter's laboratory.
Everyone's sitting there having fun. He's like, I will make this. I will
You know
make
what that
this
is?
plan.
No.
Gee.
What was it, Dexter? You said?
Dexter
Old
and
people
Dee.
syndrome. Old people syndrome.
Gee, you've got to watch this. It's so good.
Dexter and
Okay,
DD.
you know Big Bang Theory?
DD.
Like your name, DD.
D. Double D.
Double
When there's
D.
too
Dexter
much
and
D.
DD. What was that? What
You know,
was Dexter and
Dexter's
DD?
Laboratory was a cartoon. It's actually Big Bang Theory.
Mate, I remember Tom and Jerry. Sorry.
Well, I remember Tom and Jerry, so
Way back
don't start now. It overlaps, yeah.
Bugs Bunny, Tom and Jerry,
The Looney Tunes.
Roadrunner,
Yeah.
Snoopy?
Snoopy.
Buttermoon.
Oh, wait, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. You used to watch all the weird programs.
Buttermoon.
No, I never used to watch Buttermoon. I don't even know what that is.
I think you might have made that up. I think he's also hungry as well.
What was the other one with, Shaggy and Scooby-Doo? Scooby-Doo.
What's the one with Shaggy? We'll be right back after this break.
Take a break, let's go. Jesus.
Do you know what this shows in this podcast? As much as serious ULEZ is, and we apologise because there was a lot of people affected, we can't keep this podcast serious because we've now gone on to programmes.
We went from
Scooby-Doo. What's that one with Shaggy and who? Yo, we'll be right back.
Scooby-Doo.
We'll be right back.
Amazing.
But how did we get onto cartoons anyway?
Dexter's
Dexter's
Laboratory.
Oh,
Laboratory.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Dexter's
so-
Laboratory was the cartoon version of what now is Big Bang Theory. It's
Oh, I
actually
see.
an actual
Sheldon is there for world domination.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So he's the clever clogs, and he's
Yeah.
got what
He's got
he classes
a
as not
loopy-
weird people, but they're
loopy
normals
system.
around.
I don't believe for a second that he watched that.
But there's just
He didn't watch Dexter's Laboratory.
Heron didn't.
You didn't watch Dexter's Laboratory.
He's just pretending to know.
Brainy and intelligent.
Oh, you're going back to Sadiq?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, we are
Well, we have
civil
to go back
players.
Welcome to Sadiq's Laboratory.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna last. Like, when is he out? When is?
I think
As soon
it's
as
next-
someone else gets voted in.
I think it's next year, I believe, or the year after.
Well,
but
next year
I think
is
it's next
definitely the
year.
general election, right?
Oh, so then it must be the year after, then I believe.
So it's.
I don't think it's at the same time.
Oh, okay.
But what do we know? We just,
I mean, it's
we just
interesting,
get a letter
isn't it?
through the post to go, need to vote.
I want to know who keeps voting him in.
Yes, I want to know.
Jesus.
Well, I'll be honest, right?
probably the Brexiteer people.
you're not. It's weird because you're not really sometimes not voting for the actual persons. A lot of people actually vote for the party that they've always been voting for. So regardless of whether if it's Sadiq Khan or Boris Johnson or whoever it is, they'll be like, well, I'm a Labour person. So they've got, okay, well, whoever's leading Labour, I'm going to vote for Labour. That's how maybe
yeah.
most people think about
But
it.
it is quite interesting, isn't it? How we've got a Conservative Party, but then we've got him representing
So I
Labour.
think when general election normally happens, it's generally Labour in London, but then Conservative kind of take over most of it. I mean, I'm sure the general election will definitely be a shock to the system to most because I personally don't see another Conservative going in.
Do we actually need a mayor of London?
Not really. Not when the government is actually based right in the slap bang middle of
Yeah.
London.
Which mayor has actually made a real difference?
Silence on this podcast.
This is the thing with, like, the PMs and the mayors is whoever is in charge they might promise something, but literally the opposite happens.
There's so many loopholes as
But
well.
that's the
Not
same with
loopholes.
everyone in the government.
Nigel Farage on his coach, his bus.
It happens with everybody.
Yeah.
So whoever. You
Yeah,
choose.
whoever. It's
There's too many politics in politics.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you fix it?
No.
Can it be fixed?
He's
Can
not
Jim-
Did you
Bob.
see? Because
He's
the
not
only reason I say
Bob.
this is because in COVID, in COVID, we were sitting there complaining about Boris Johnson and going, "What's he doing this? What's he doing that?" Then you look at New Zealand and you think, I can't remember her name for the love of my life, but she literally changed it and she was like, "No, we're gonna do it like this. If you don't like it, well, this is happening." And she kept New Zealand like really content with COVID until it did, break out, but it didn't break out as much as
They had it controlled, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
they
saw
were
Italy where they
very strict.
literally were so bad,
Yeah.
and then America was quite
Terrible.
slow with it. So we're sitting there going, well, we weren't really like there with when it came to.
Actually, I disagree. I mean, minus the Partygate and things that you did, which was definitely wrong, especially when, there were so many people who couldn't even go and see their mums or, dads or parents or old, elder ones in homes and things like that. But it's really interesting because during COVID, when Rishi Sunak as Chancellor was sending out, furlough and saving people's jobs at the time, when Boris Johnson was doing what he could to contain the virus and keep with lockdowns and extending lockdowns. Not a lot of people were complaining specifically about that. Yes, they were complaining that they couldn't see their loved ones in care homes and all that kind of stuff. And and then now, obviously, in the aftermath, we see the amount of money that was spent unethically on PPE equipment because everybody made a profit out of that, and then the Partygate, and also now people complain about paying high taxes and all of that kind of stuff. But when you were accepting furlough and the grants,
what did you think was going to happen?
Someone's got to pay for it. Somebody's got to pay for it.
Somebody's got to pay for it.
And, unfortunately, it is a lot of small businesses that actually will suffer from this. Yeah. But generally, it's like all the people who... I believe there were people who were claiming furlough and getting a bounce-back loan.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yes. I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, bounce-back loans were for small businesses who sadly missed out on all the grants and stuff. So this was something for them. But you had now people who were sat at home being paid 80% of a salary and then still getting money from the bounce back loan and then not paying me.
Naughty people.
They're just liquidated.
Preach.
Naughty people.
I'm really angry about that because I'm still paying my bounce back loan.
So am I. So am I, too.
So I think he did, nobody knows how to take people from COVID.
This is something that's never happened in our current history, right?
Yes.
So it was unknown challenge, which I guess every country was doing it their own way because they thought it was the right way.
Yeah, 100%. Apart from Italy.
Italy was scaring everyone.
They didn't believe it, right? Or
no, because they were they didn't actually know what to do.
And also,
because
Italy's quite an aging population,
so
obviously it hit them quite hard that way.
Yeah, that is true. So I think I don't know, like you said, with politics, it's who to vote for. Who knows? Because they're all never going to be perfect, are they?
It's literally just like a pile of rubbish, and then someone else comes in and goes, right, how do I fix this pile of rubbish? Well, I need to add more. I need to add more rubbish because I've got crap that I need to load on.
So I might as well.
Then I might fix this rubbish, and I go, yeah, but you've left your rubbish. Don't worry, someone else is going to get voted in. Then he goes, what's all this rubbish? It's just like a revolving cycle, and that's why nobody listens to BBC Parliament.
And now we have a lot of Indians running the countries.
That's brilliant.
Scotland.
What's going on here?
Sadiq Khan for London Mayor.
How are you?
And Rishi Sunak.
Technically, he's not Indian.
Asian. We'll say Asian.
Asian. I meant Asian. Sorry, I meant Asian because even...
She meant Asian.
I meant Asian. I meant South Asian.
Because there's always that one person in the comments going,
Yeah. In fact, I'll even say I meant South Asian, just in case.
Asian.
South Asian.
No, but you have to say South Asian because then there's also Asian from the Far East and...
They're Asian. We'll leave you that. Can't say they're brown. That's even worse.
You're quite vocal, right? So why don't you run for the mayor's position?
Deeniat for mayor.
Yeah.
yes.
Oh my God.
DG for mayor.
No.
Right, listeners.
Hey, D-bikes. Forget Boris bikes. D-bikes. They're D-bikes. What am I getting? I drove on D-bike. That's brilliant. Well, come on, man.
That's it.
It's not TFL, it's DFL. Vote for D.
Who would like to see D run for London mayor?
Yeah, it's not happening.
Me.
Yeah,
What
you
do
can
mean?
keep raising
Put
your
your
hand.
comments on the gram.
I would raise
Just create your own party. Brown party.
two if I could.
Brown party.
There's a green party.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you're all looking at me because no,
Do you know
I
what
am
I'm
not
gonna do?
running for
Do you know what I'm
mayor.
going to do? I'm going to go to my voting for polling station next year. And I'm going to be like, no, I'll be going, yo, there's no D here. Where's my gal? D. And then your BBC, D, 5 points. You can't vote for yourself, D.
And then the rest of the countries will be going, nil point.
It's like Eurovision, isn't it?
Yeah, so just in case you heard the end of that, no, I am not running for mayor, so do not worry.
I'm bringing a T-shirt next episode. D4, man. D4, man.
Vote for Pedro, but vote for G.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, dear. This is why you want to hear from Generational Vibes.
I can't believe
every
our
couple of
solution to
weeks.
ULEZ was vote for D.
There you go, sorted.
She'll fix
We
it.
went from
just said that in the
here
first 2
to
minutes and we'll be
there,
done.
back to the
D, what's your first thing you're going to do?
food.
Bring back petrol. Let's just make this easier, shall we?
First thing, in fact, that's a good question. If you were voted in as mayor, what's the first thing that you would do, Heren?
Fix the potholes in the road.
Right, fix the potholes. Jay?
I don't think you can, but go on. That's good. That's a good shout.
That's a good
That's a London problem. I think.
Technically, we can though, because you don't see potholes when you go to the States.
You don't see potholes as many when you go outside of London. I don't think you see as much. I mean, I'm not talking like the cities. I'm talking about just general, like, you don't think you see
true.
them.
Yeah.
That's a good shout, Jay.
Because everyone's calling
Jay?
the mayor, isn't it?
That's a good one. I have no idea right now. Come back to me.
Khilna, what's the first thing you would do?
I think I would have some more programs for like cultural art stuff. Because what I'm finding is, what are you laughing at?
There's a channel for that.
Ignore them.
If you go onto your Sky TV or your
No,
Virgin
that
Box,
is not
it comes
one of
under
your-
international channels.
Not one of your channels.
Not one of your cultural
No,
things.
I'm just saying. I did this thing for charity where I went into school to do workshop for kids. That literally they maybe do art lessons like once a month, and I feel like doing art is so good for your mental health. So I feel like access to that regularly is so helpful. So that's what I would do.
Good chow. I like that. Aaron?
There's always one intelligent person that has to come up with an answer like that.
Yeah, but potholes is a good. Is actually,
yeah,
do you know what? I'll
potholes
be
is a
honest.
good one.
Potholes is
Yeah.
probably the main problem.
Yeah, because that ruins cars. Then it's just a knock-on effect, isn't it?
It's the
And this
start
is-
of start of fixing.
Yeah, and Khilna's one is a good one because actually more kids are into art and culture and
Yeah.
being able to express their
I have an
creativity. Wait, Aaron.
No, I want to hear
See
yours.
the light bulb.
No, go on, go for it. Wait, is it the three behind you?
I need
Because I'll tell you this right now. I'll tell you this right now. On that camera, you've got a light bulb moment right now.
He's forever.
Go for it. Go on.
Yeah.
Sure, I did.
LEDs.
Yeah.
Go on.
Go.
Dear.
Go on.
We can use Khilna's idea, so we can get all the kids to mix up some acrylic and fill the potholes.
Fill the bar.
And that's two.
You're gonna need some filler, some resin, and then maybe a bit of paint.
You know the average Londoner says right now, "Damn, there's a nail in my tire." And I was gonna be like, "Damn it, I got resin in my
No,
tire."
but, saying that, Heren, I have seen artists that literally go out, start filling their potholes with either like
Plants. I've seen
Plant-
that guy in the
plants.
paper.
I saw
I've
that
seen
one. Yeah.
someone literally do mosaics. Like basically, they've been
Yeah.
filling the potholes with whatever they can think of.
Well, there you go. Two ideas combined into one. That'll save the government and taxpayers money as well.
Have you got an idea?
Yeah, but I might as well say it. So,
Because I'm stuck.
Is it
'Cause-
clean?
No,
'cause
no.
The first thing I thought was potholes, and I was like,
well,
"Damn it."
it's something related to potholes. Like, I remember the last few weeks, or in fact, it's been constant. There's been so many roadworks everywhere, right? Different companies doing different things. I wish there was better communication between the roadwork companies, because I remember one time I was trying to get from one side of Harrow to the other side. I had to go through 4 sets of roadworks, right? And then there was a blocked road as well, so I had to go around again.
I'll do you one better. I think you should have roadwork month. You only have 1 month where you're allowed to do roadworks.
Yeah.
Oh.
or
Rest of the year you can't do
smash it out in 1 week.
January.
Just get it
Yeah,
done.
January when
everywhere.
no one's doing
Yeah.
No one's around.
January's a waste man month, man. It's just
And
wasted.
it's a long month as well, isn't it? It's a 5-week
January's my
month.
birthday
Yes.
So
month.
they can sort it out all then, that's it, leave it done. Next.
There you go.
I have got another one.
Go for it.
Actually, do you want me to pass it to you?
No, because
Yeah,
I'm
I've got one.
Say yours.
No, I haven't got one yet.
You want to take the pothole one then?
Huh?
Do you want to take the pothole one?
No, because I want to hear your other. I might say the other one.
Road flooding.
Road
How many
flooding.
times have you seen the same road
Oh,
have a
flooded.
burst pipe?
Oh yeah. They are
The
fixed
same
well.
road. They
They're
come,
fixing them
they
very
fix
slowly.
it.
Yeah, but you're talking about the same road. That's not London as a
Yeah,
problem.
it's
You're
not
talking
really
about the same road. So
yeah,
basically, you're talking about South Harrow, aren't you?
No, so just
No, you're talking about South Harrow.
Kenton, I can name like a handful of roads straight away.
Disclaimer: Heren does not live in
Yeah.
South Harrow.
Yeah. The A406 by Bounds Green. That corner.
Bounds Green.
They literally dig up that road.
This guy's in
they
Bounds
fix
Green.
the water pipe. Then literally 3 months later, it'll burst again. They do the same thing again. They rip up the road, fix it, and it'll burst again. Every time. Why can't they just get it right?
Someone had a massive shit.
Well, maybe they need to get the. Maybe they need.
Blocked it.
Well, maybe they need
Hey,
to just
Aaron,
get the
you're a
right.
bit quiet.
Maybe they need to get the right road.
Probably that Kima. No, I'm joking.
Maybe they need to get the right roadworks company in. You see,
Instead of
having too
A load
many
of-
confusing roadwork companies that they're probably damaging each other's work.
it's just a load of cowboys, isn't it?
I don't know.
This is going to sound really stupid but controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway because I think it's stupid. I would get rid of congestion charge. And I would only have, but when I say get rid of it, not completely, because I think there should be a charge between a certain amount of time. But I believe the time should not be what I believe right now is 12 till 6.
It's actually
No, it's
late.
nice.
It's actually all day.
It's
Yeah.
worse now, yeah.
So
and it's on
I
weekends.
know during, well, that was the worst one. So
Yeah.
I know during COVID he extended it to 10 o'clock. So he didn't want anyone in central London driving, which is fine. Because
I
you
think it's
shouldn't
till
have.
7 or something now, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. But the weekend one,
Yeah.
the amount of people that live on the outskirts of London, yes, you have a train that gets you in there a lot quicker, but there are some times where, for example, Hyde Park, it's a lovely place to have a picnic.
Yeah.
You're not bringing all that stuff
Yeah.
on a train.
Yeah.
There are just some things you just can't materialistically bring in a picnic that allows you to kind of be free, because London's not like New York where it's just city like Manhattan Island. It's, yes, obviously New York's got Central Park, right, but you can access that by car.
Yeah.
And they don't have that kind of thing. But with us, it's like, you know, I think you can get to Hyde Park, but I think you might have to go past certain streets to get through congestion charge to actually get through it. But I just think like there are certain parts of London that you need to drive to. And it's nice to have because it brings a lot of people in. It actually scares a lot of people
Yeah.
when you put congestion till 10 o'clock.
Also-
I think that. Oh, go on.
Sorry. Also, I think I heard that they're making they're opening an IKEA on Oxford Street.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
They
How
are.
are you going to carry a wardrobe on a train?
I know.
No, isn't the IKEA the one that they've got like near Tottenham Court Road where it's just a design studio?
No, this
so
is where
it's
the
an
old
actual
You know
Top-
where,
That's where I used to work. The old
is it where
Top
Topshop and Topman was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we came out of Oxford Street actually earlier today.
Yeah, I saw
and
it
yeah, it's
a
that whole
while
building.
ago.
It's the whole building from top to bottom, left to right. Yeah,
Jesus,
and it's
man.
just ridiculous because, like Jay said, how the hell? And generally, when you go to IKEA,
You go for those kind of things, yeah.
no, but you just end up buying loads of crap anyway,
Well,
right?
maybe,
so you
well,
end up like
to be
carrying
honest,
like
they
20
might,
bags.
they might have had it slightly different because they might think, oh, look, you can't take any of this stuff. You have to get it delivered.
Yeah, maybe.
All the smaller stuff you can
Probably
take
what
in
the
a, in a
solution
maybe.
But then they're charging for
That-
delivery.
No way in
Probably
hell
double
they're
the-
sitting there going, yeah, oh, king size wardrobe. All right, stick
Take
it
it on the train.
Stick it on
Take
the
it-
train. Because I'll tell you this right now, you'll be putting one door in, and then you go get to the next door, and it goes closing. Next minute you know, yeah, half of my wardrobe is 3 stops down. Yeah, because my next
Can
train
you
is 6
imagine
minutes.
a lost property?
Lost property, there's a kid there, someone's child,
Did my
A
door
Big Mac.
make it to the end of the line?
a Big Mac. You know, I mean, what's going on, man?
So I would
English
change
meatballs.
I'm here for a wardrobe door.
permit parking. I would make, because the roads that people live on, they have to then pay the council a bloody fee to park their own car there, and they're paying road tax. Like, permits for the residents should be free. I don't think they should be charged.
I generally,
And-
that might sound stupid. I generally thought they were. I didn't realise you
No,
actually
no,
did.
not always. Like on my road, the first car is free, but every other one you pay for. On my dad's road, every single car they have to pay for a permit, and the second car is a higher amount if they had
car's a higher amount.
And then what's worse, I also think they should consider the fact that people might want to go and visit their relatives. So at my mum and dad's house, we can't visit until after 8:30 p.m. at night,
Wow, that's
including
late.
on a weekend.
That's crazy.
Including on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Because we can't park there.
That's the same as my aunt's house.
Yeah, it's
There's nowhere
ridiculous.
to
So
park there. It's
I think,
crazy.
yeah, that's what I would change. Permit parking and not making it like 24/7 pretty much.
Well, while we're on parking, the other day we had a job in central London. We drove all the way into Knightsbridge because we had to because we were in the van. Parked up. Now, in terms of parking, you only have to park there for 2 hours.
then you have to move to a different street. Yeah, why? They're just creating pollution. After
That's
after 2
very
hours,
true.
get in my van, drive around to
moving.
find another parking space
parking.
on a different street, park there, 2 hours, come back again, and move the van again.
Well,
Yeah,
Stephen Mulhern did it on TikTok. I think it was just before COVID. He was in Westminster, and if he was doing a set or something like that, and he had to park their car or van or something like that, and they were like, "Well, it's £65 if I pay for the whole day." So he parked on the double yellow just a little bit closer because the parking ticket in Westminster, if you pay in the 2 weeks, it's £30.
It's cheaper.
Perfect.
And what he did, he actually made a TikTok. He goes, "Roll your car forward." He rolled the car forward, and then he goes, "Lit, yeah." And then he showed the parking ticket and everything with all the details, and then he goes, £30, job done.
Yeah.
And then he drove off.
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
to
I've
get
heard
a
that
fine.
before. It's
Yeah,
cheaper to
yeah,
get a ticket than
In
to
Westminster,
actually-
not in Brent.
Didn't
Don't do that in Brent.
use
Yeah, it's like 80
When's
quid.
that, 80 quid, right?
It's like 80 quid.
What, even if you pay within the 14 days?
That's the
Heron
limit.
didn't
That's the
use
limit.
that.
Do they not tow your car in
160.
Brent?
In Brent, I believe you get a parking ticket first, and then if it doesn't move after a certain amount of days, if it's blocking a certain type, so like a driveway
Oh,
or
right,
whatever,
okay, yeah.
you have the right to tow it. But if it's like open parking space, no one can do anything about it. Because I know a car that's had literally parking stamps just left on it and whatever.
Well, I tried it once.
Where?
I put, as
No,
in-
it's not Bounds Green, is it?
As in, I had a parking ticket the week before because
Yeah.
on purpose, because obviously, like you said, it's cheaper.
Oh, so he's tried the trick already.
Heron did
Went
do
back
that.
again to the same street because obviously working at the same place.
Yeah.
Following week, parked up, got the same parking ticket and put it back on my windscreen.
Did it work?
No, because the other guy basically must have taken it off, looked at it, put it down, and put the other one on top of that one.
There you go. So if you are trying to trick the wardens, do not.
They're vicious.
Don't even bother.
As obviously, Generational Vibes crew, we have talked a lot about ULEZ, politics, the state of the country, and obviously what we would do if we were in charge as mayor. So if you are watching this episode,
Vote
and
for
as
D.
we wrap up, no voting for D, and as we wrap up, when you see our posts on social media, in the comment section, let us know what you would do. What's the first thing that you would change if you became mayor of London?
And show your
let us
support
know
for
if
D.
you'd support D.
And do not support me.
Any good ideas, we'll add it to the profile. Any bad ideas, yeah, we'll just still add them to the profile.
It'll be in my manifesto.
Oh, 100%. Honestly, that was the word I was trying to find.
Can we all be like your campaign team?
Yeah, you could.
Are you mad?
Do not vote for me.
I've already ordered the t-shirts as we speak.
T-shirts,
She was looking at you, I was ordering
badges,
t-shirts.
caps, everything.
Cool.
So that concludes another episode of Generational Vibes. I always feel like being on Pointless when I go. So that's bye from me and
Bye for me.
Bye from me. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
see you next time.
This episode is sponsored by the LinkedIn Queen, Deeniat Pattni, helping business owners and businesses leverage LinkedIn and attract high qualified leads, all done for you.